You're watching Awaken with Yoga with Rosalie DeLario. Welcome to my Chakra 7 mini class. The crown chakra is located at the very top of your head and represents your spiritual connection. We're going to get started today on our knees at the back of our mat. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in as you reach those arms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, and just go ahead and exhale and slide them down to your third eye. Take a breath here, connecting with our breath, inhales and exhales. Drop those hands. We're going to come into a tabletop position, and right away come back into a child's pose. So those glutes come back to the heels. Round the spine up to a tabletop. Inhale, we're going to arch the spine, look up, and as you exhale, come back to child's pose. Again, round the spine, inhale, arching up, looking up. Exhale, round back, sit back onto those heels. Inhale, arching through that spine. Exhale, child's pose. Come up to tabletop again. One last inhale, arching through that spine. Exhale, sitting back into child's pose. Beautiful. Let's come back to tabletop position. And we're going to go ahead and take that right arm up to the sky on an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to thread the needle. So you're going to bring that arm through. And you can bring that left arm up to the very top of your mat. So the focus here is on that right shoulder. You really want to feel that stretch through that right shoulder. As you take a few inhales and exhales, your glutes are going to be directly above your knees here, engaging through that core, and focus on stretching that right shoulder down to the mat. Beautiful. On your next inhale, go ahead and come on up, bring that right arm back up to the sky, twisting the spine, come back to tabletop. Go ahead and do one inhale to cat, exhale, inhale to cow, exhale cat, rounding the spine. Beautiful. Go ahead and inhale that left arm up to the sky now. Exhale, thread that needle. Left arm comes down onto the mat. Right arm reaches to the top of the mat. So think of aiming that left shoulder down on the mat, really feeling a stretch in that left shoulder. Again, you're inhaling and exhaling, engaging through that core, focusing on that stretch. Inhale, bring that left arm back up to the sky, and then drop it down to tabletop. We'll work through a cow. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, round into a nice cat shape. One more. Inhale, look up, arch the spine. Exhale, round. Beautiful. Come to tabletop, and we're going to bring those arms to the very top of the mat, coming into an extended puppy pose. So your glutes are going to stay above the knees, and then your hands are going to come to the very top of your mat. You want to press down through the shoulders, aiming either your forehead or your chin to the ground. Beautiful stretch to open up through the shoulders. Nice opposition to thread the needle. Nice inhale here. Exhale, come on back up to tabletop. Beautiful. Go ahead and come back into a child's pose, just releasing that spine for a moment. It's a beautiful counter pose to puppy. We're going to come back into tabletop, tuck those toes, come up into a nice high plank position. So really engaging through that core, firing up that core. Good. As you aim that crown of your head forward, think of a light beam shining through the crown of your head. Really activating. Inhale, we're going to come all the way down into Chaturanga. Good. Upward facing dog. And on your next exhale, go ahead and come back into a downward facing dog. Really aiming the chest down to the ground, trying to get those heels to the ground. Look towards the top of your mat, and we're just going to do a slow walk all the way to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, nice flat spine. Exhale, round the spine all the way down. Good. Inhale, you're going to round up, bring those arms all the way up and over into prayer. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Again, inhale, arms come all the way out, and then we're just going to do a swan dive back to a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, nice flat back. Exhale, round forward. Beautiful. We're just going to stay here a moment. You can clasp your opposite shoulders if that feels good, and maybe just add a little bit of movement to the stretch, just side to side. If it feels good, you can nod your head up and down, side to side, yes and no, just releasing the spine, and then go ahead and come back up into a nice flat spine, half lift. Exhale, round forward. Plant those hands. We're going to come back into a downward facing dog, and then round the spine, come into a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And on your next exhale, come into a downward facing dog, aiming those heels to the ground. Inhale, go ahead and bring that right leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, you're going to bend that right knee and you're going to bring it onto the mat. And then you're going to bring your left knee up as well, about 45 degrees. We're going to inhale, come to a nice flat spine. Exhale, round down. So we're in a pyramid shape. Inhale, flat spine. Exhale, round. So both hips are aiming like headlights toward the front of the mat. Inhale, nice flat spine as you half lift. Exhale, round. You can slide those hands down that front right leg. One more inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Good. Go ahead and come back into your inhale, and then we're just going to plant those hands. Bring both feet to the top of the mat. Nice forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, round and fold. Go ahead and inhale, bring those arms all the way up. Exhale, hands through prayer at heart center. Beautiful. Inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, forward fold, forward dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant those hands. Come back into a downward facing dog. Aiming that chest to the mat. Inhale, plank. As you exhale, come into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And on your next exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend that knee. Bring it up to the top of the mat. Go ahead and plant that foot. And again, you're going to bring that right foot up and in. So about a 45-degree angle. Inhale, half lift, nice flat spine. Exhale, round, rounding over that front leg. Both legs are extended. Inhale, lift, half lift. Exhale, round that spine over that extended front leg. You should feel this in your left hamstring. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Beautiful stretch for the hamstring. Inhale, lift. Beautiful. Exhale, fold. Good. Go ahead and plant those hands. And again, just step that right foot up to the top of the mat, bending the knees. You're in a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, bring those arms all the way up and around through prayer. Hands at heart center. Drop them down beside you. Inhale, up again. Exhale, swan dive to the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Beautiful stretch here. Let's stay here for a moment. You can clasp those hands behind the ankles or behind the thighs, whatever feels good for you. Nice stretch. Good. Then go ahead and inhale, bring those arms all the way up. And exhale, hands through heart center. Drop those hands beside you. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and come into a wide-legged forward fold. I'm going to turn to the side. So we're going to go ahead and just round forward into your wide-legged forward fold. You want to think of being almost pigeon-toed here. So your toes are slightly inward and your heels are pointing outward. Go ahead and drop those hands to your mat. And if you like, you can extend those hands all the way out in front of you. So we're focusing on getting a nice deep hamstring stretch here. Beautiful. Try not to lock out those knees, but really focusing on stretching through the hamstrings in this wide-legged forward fold. Breathe. And if you like, You can walk those hands behind you to get a little bit of an added stretch. So just walking them as far behind you as you can in between those legs. Totally optional. This will get you a little bit deeper into your forward fold. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring those hands back to center. Inhale, half lift. Hands are going to come to your hips and just go ahead and come back up with your spine. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Inhale, bring those arms all the way to the side, up and over. Exhale, hands to palm, hands through heart center. Beautiful. We're going to come into a malasana squat, nice deep squat. You can stay at the top of your mat. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see me. So you can see that my legs, my feet are pretty far apart, about a little more than hip width apart. It's a nice deep squat position. I'm using my hands, my elbows there at my thighs to very gently press my thighs apart, really feeling into the groin with a stretch. If you like, you can add a little bit of gentle side-to-side movement. I find it feels really good. It helps to open up the groin. Beautiful. Just bring those arms behind you, and we're just going to come to a seat. So I'm going to turn back to face the front of the mat. Nice seated position. Knees are bent. Go ahead and bring those arms up and just very gently roll that spine all the way down to the mat. Once you're there, let those arms relax. Hands down at the side. Bring those knees a little further up, and we're going to come into a tabletop position and then bring the legs to 90 degree. Flex those feet. We're going to come into a plow position. So the legs come up and over into plow position. Beautiful, beautiful stretch for that spine. You can either keep the feet flexed, or for a nice plow pose variation, you can point those feet. Bring those hands all the way up towards your ankles. You're going to feel a nice deep stretch there in both the hamstrings and your spine. Good. Try to keep that chin nice and long, so the throat long, and really just focus on extending through those legs and breathing. Beautiful. Drop the hands back to the mat, and we're just going to bring those legs down nice and slow, inch by inch by inch, all the way down to the mat. Point those toes. You're going to drop those legs to hover over the mat. Inhale, lift the legs back up to 90 degrees. Exhale, lower, lower to hover over the mat. Inhale, lift. Beautiful little abdominal lifts here. Exhale, lower to hover those legs over the mat. Inhale, lift. You can also bend the knees slightly if that's a little easier, if it's better for you. One more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Beautiful. Go ahead and flex those feet, bend the knees. We're going to come into a beautiful little stretch here for the legs. So you can grab wherever feels good. You see my feet are flexed and I'm grabbing at the sides of my legs. For your little baby stretch, you can grab your thighs if it feels better, your calves, whatever feels good to you. And if it feels good, add a little bit of gentle rocking side to side movement. Just try and really flatten your spine into the mat here. Drop those shoulder blades if you find yourself lifting off of the mat. Beautiful. Release. And go ahead and just drop those feet to the ground. And we're going to bring the legs all the way down and open up into our final position, Shavasana. Your hands are going to come to the ground beside you. Palms are facing up. Relax the hands. Relax the feet. Just feel your body settling into the ground and really just focus on releasing. Release all conscious movement, all conscious thought, all focused breath. Just feel your body settling down into the mat. Feel as if you're melting into the ground. Really letting today's practice marinate within you. And feeling your connection to spirituality, your connection to that deeper part of you, the part of you that rests within, the part of you that has all of the knowledge and all of the insight. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and bring those arms back up overhead. Nice little stretch. And you're going to slide those feet up. Turn onto one side. Fetal position. Rest here for a moment. Beautiful. And on your next inhale, you're going to go ahead and push up. We're going to come into a seated position. Sit cross-legged. Nice easy breath here. We're going to inhale. Bring those arms all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, you're going to bring those hands down in prayer and just drop them down to the third eye area. And we're going to say our affirmation here. I'm a vessel for love and light. I let go and trust that the universe is with me. Beautiful. You can drop your hands to prayer. Give yourself a little bow. Thank yourself for today's practice. And I thank you for practicing with me during this chakra series. Namaste.